Yo. What's good, y'all? We got Sony Kraven first look trailer, rated R footage, Cinemacon breakdown, bloody and violent. I heard on Twitter it's supposed to be rated R, man. So you already know rated R. That's good because now we're gonna see some blood and some more shit. You know, so we need rated R films. But yeah, the like this hit the bell. They ain't really show nothing. I was like, damn, I kind of feel they ain't gonna show nothing reading much, you know what I'm saying, man? But we see it, you know, in the morning or afternoon tomorrow or later on today, man. So hey, man, but, hey, like it, sub, hit the bell, and yeah, Sony.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires, and as promised, like we reported earlier at the channel, the first teaser trailer for Kraven was shown tonight with exclusive footage at Cinemacon. Now, while people were not able to record it, they were live tweeting from the event, which is interesting because Sony told people to turn off their devices.
I told y'all, man, nobody ain't gonna turn that device off, man. They gonna keep it like that. You feel me? They gonna keep that bit like that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't turning their device off. I'm not turning mine off. I'm gonna be like that. Hey, Twitter. But they was going crazy on Twitter, boy. I ain't gonna let no cat. But they ain't show nothing, though, but they was just talking about it.
Either way, we got some major updates, and I don't think anybody saw this coming. It's rated R and apparently extremely bloody and gory. We're gonna cover all the.
Hey, wait, is that the first time Sony got rated R movies? Oh, that's like the set. I think I'm talking like in they superhero movies, not like other movies. I know rated R, you know, but I think so. Cause they heard Marvel doing rated R, they like, we're gonna do rated R too. You know what I mean? Yeah, let me know comment below. Did they do the rated R movies? I think they did, though. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think it's their first time.
Details that came out after Cinemacon's first look footage of Kraven the Hunter and the bombshell reveal that it's actually rated R, including one other Spider-Man villain that was shown during this first teaser. But quick reminder, we do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is literally just over a week away to coincide with Guardians of the Galaxy release. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment on the video, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so first up, before they showed the teaser, Sony confirmed that this will be their very first rated R Marvel movie.
Oh, so it's a first, yeah, because see, look, I knew Sony gonna follow the trend with Marvel. See, Marvel got Deadpool, first rated R movie. I knew Sony gonna do theirs too, type shit. You know how Sony be, you know, they gotta. Yeah, I was like, they did rated R, you know, superhero movies. Also, that's their first time. Okay, bet.
And following in the footsteps of movies like Logan and Deadpool.
That's what I was saying. See, they following footsteps. You know, yeah, I'm like, they trying to, you know what I mean, type shit.
Teaser trailer they showed was apparently extremely violent and bloody.
But I mean, I like this rated R. I like bloody, but I like that shit. So that's good. They got a rated R.
Multiple sources. Brandon Davis over at comicbook.com.
People, we as grown mother, you know what I mean? We need goddamn bloody shit.
A buddy of mine tweeted out that it was, quote, gritty and bloody with a few F-bombs. Aaron Taylor Johnson actually bites a dude's face off and spits it out towards the camera. According to The Hollywood Reporter, this is during a scene where 6 poachers are approaching and Kraven is able to dispatch and kill them, again in a bloody mess, rather easily. Past that, Aaron Taylor Johnson was happy to exclaim on stage that it definitely was rated effing R, and he holds up in the classic costume and even runs on all fours. He's out to be, quote unquote, nothing like his dad, and it looks vicious. Other reports say that the Rhino showed up in the teaser trailer.
I ain't gonna heard about that shit too on Twitter. The Rhino shit. Dang, I wish they could show the trailer, man. Dang. I don't know, it might, I mean, it's still time, you know, but we got to learn on to that. But damn, I hope they could show the trailer.
And appears to be the villain of the film. He injects himself with a serum. At the end of the trailer, you see him transform into the Rhino. And while immediately people pointed out that we haven't seen him live and on screen since Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man movies, I don't think this actually connects him to the Amazing Spider-Man films. Rather, this is a different version of what the Rhino could be in the multiverse. Several sources tweeting out that it looks like he's the villain, and to be fair, if you don't have a Spider-Man in the movie for Kraven to fight, might as well fight a different villain of the Spider-Man's rogue gallery, and one that is, well, a rhinoceros. This also shouldn't come as quite a shocker, because this is the exact same playbook that they followed during the Venom film when they faced off Venom against Carnage. It's just a different Spider-Man villain. Ultimately, you're going to end up with a bunch of anti-heroes, but the fact that they're putting these villains together somewhat in proximity is obviously leading to something, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But first, we have to talk about this R rating, because it makes the proposition and the future of the Spider-adjacent Sonyverse extremely exciting now that they're willing to take this chance. There were several articles over the last 3 or 4 years quoting people like Kevin Feige, the top brass over at Sony, that it was extremely and explicitly important to keep movies like Venom 1 and 2 PG-13 for the ultimate plans of crossing him over with Tom Holland's Peter Parker. That's why I've always said Sony's ultimate plan, no matter how many live-action Peter Parkers we may see in the distant future at Sony, is to get Tom Hardy's billion-dollar Venom franchise crossed over with Tom Holland's billion-dollar Spider-Man franchise, however that needs to happen. The fact now that they're willing to make Kraven the Hunter rated R means at least there's an opportunity that Venom could be rated R, something it should have been from the beginning.
Yeah, they should make Venom. Yeah, Venom was rated R. Oh my goodness, boy. So much shit be happening in Venom. Oh my goodness.
And that means maybe a departure from the course that while we need to keep them PG-13 in case they cross over with our highly lucrative Spider-Man, we want to keep them as friendly as possible.
Yeah, true. They doing crossover shit. Yeah, true.
The majority of the demographic of people who still watch Marvel movies are well over the age to watch rated R movies, and while there are several projects that are specifically aimed at teens and younger for Marvel, Venom, Deadpool, Wolverine, Blade, and in this case now Kraven the Hunter just don't need to be. If Sony's going to make these movies at all, I'm glad that they recognize this, and it's kind of crazy to me that Sony, which has generally been in the past historically the House of Leaks, was able to keep a wraps on this being rated R. Not once was this ever mentioned at in any of the industry insider reporting, maybe due to a lack of interest, and maybe that's fair, but in the shadow of what just happened with Morbius actually becoming a meme and nothing more in the zeitgeist, it looks as though Sony has pulled all stops and said, look, let's actually make this with some teeth, pun totally intended. Now we're getting a rated R version.
Yeah, they like, hey man, we're gonna turn this up a notch. We're gonna turn this up a notch, man.
Character. Now the reason I said this is with some teeth, pun totally intended, now we're getting a rated R version of the character. Now the reason I said this is extremely exciting and seems to make a departure of the course from them wanting to keep anything that crosses over with Spider-Man PG-13 is because that is the ultimate plan. Now you have the Vulture teamed up with Morbius, you'll have Kraven fighting the Rhino. If you add in Venom and then even one other villain, you'd actually have a Sinister Six. How they cross back over to the 616 while we're in the middle of a multiverse saga where there are incursions happening more and more often in the MCU. We're about to see one in the upcoming Marvel, so there surely is going to be a multiversal on-ramp for those characters to cross back over. And look, the last time we did one of these videos, you guys mentioned that you'd love to see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man continue, and perhaps the continuation of his trilogy, The Amazing Spider-Man, and maybe use that Peter Parker as the one that would cross over with the Sinister Six. But literally just rewind the video for 2 minutes. It's Tom Holland's Peter Parker that's the anchor of the billion-dollar MCU franchise. It's Tom Holland's Peter Parker that they ultimately want. I am all for Andrew Garfield returning. I want to see him and Tobey back in Secret Wars. I hope Marvel Studios and Sony continue to choose to do these sort of things for the rest of the multiverse saga. Tobey Maguire's already on record as saying, of course, he'd come back. It would be fun. I'm sure Andrew would as well. But just the guys who are worried about the bottom lines, the suits, the lawyers, the executive producers cutting the checks, they see Tom Holland's Peter Parker as the most recent and most lucrative. That's why at least the initial plans were for that Peter Parker to cash in on all of these Rogue Gallery films. And I would be shocked if Sony's still making these solo Rogue Gallery villain movies with no real ambition of crossing them over. I know there's going to be at least some people who point to the rated R rating on Kraven, perhaps being that, them just throwing it out and saying, hey, we don't really know what the future of this is, but it's sort of the opposite. With their expanded universe now headed towards Amazon, they have live action for both Silk and Spider-Man Noir, with Madam Web establishing a more extended universe, and now with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, their animated film referencing the events of what happened in the MCU. it's more clear now than ever that they actually have a plan somewhere that they want to go with this. And following with that same logic, there's just too many Spider-Man villains all in one place to not eventually see a Peter Parker. Fingers crossed they sort of saw what happened with Spider-Man No Way Home and they go with Andrew Garfield, but it's hard for me to believe that that's what's going to happen. It's also hard for me to believe that Andrew Garfield would be anywhere near under some sort of contract to do this, and it wouldn't have been all over industry insiders' radar because, well, again, Sony, historically the house of leaks. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. How do you feel about a rated R Kraven the Hunter? I know in the announcement video from earlier today, I asked if you guys were hype. A lot of you said no. Does it change anything now that we know it's rated R? I am all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away.
I ain't hype, but I do want to see that bloody shit though. You know what I mean? Post that shit, Sony. Hey, Sony, post that shit, Sony. No cap. But hey, like it up, sir. Let me know what y'all think about the rated R, man. Bloody. I know I like bloody. I like violent. I like rated R shit. Let me know what y'all think, man. And I hope we get some teasers, some trailers. We ain't getting none in nighttime, so later on today, I think. Also, I don't know, y'all. But we gotta break down. Say like it up, so the bell. Yeah, peace.